Le passé composé avec avoir. You build the most verbs in the passé composé with avoir. Only the verbs of the motion and some exceptions are built with être. You use the passé composé when you want to talk about actions that have taken place in the past. How to build the passé composé? First, you need a conjugated form of avoir. They are j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, et ils ont. Then you need a participle perfect. When you have a regular verb that ends on er, you just put an e with an accent at the end of the verb. Par exemple, tu as discuté, j'ai mangé, nous avons regardé. Because of the accent at the end of the word on the e, you pronounce the e. So that it sounds like tu as discuté et j'ai mangé. But we have also irregular verbs in the passé composé, and you have to pay attention with the irregular verbs in the passé composé because they have their own form. Here are some examples of the most common irregular verbs. Être becomes j'ai été, faire becomes j'ai fait, dire j'ai dit, écrire j'ai écrit, lire j'ai lu, prendre j'ai pris, comprendre j'ai compris, mettre mis. Et avoir j'ai eu. Then we have the IR verbs. When you have an IR verb, you just take away the R at the end of the verb, and so you just have the E. So when you have IR, it becomes an I. Like finir becomes fini, sortir, sorti, partir, parti. So that you have j'ai fini, tu as sorti, or vous avez parti. And some other examples are les verbs that end on OIR, IRE, E, AR, ADRE. When you have a verb that ends on OIR, it becomes an U, like voir becomes j'ai vu. When you have an IRE verb, it becomes IT, like dire becomes j'ai dit. When you have a DRE verb, it becomes an U, like the OIR verbs. So you have entendre becomes entendu. And some sentences as an example. J'ai vu une vache dans mon quartier aujourd'hui. Il a fait ses devoirs hier. Okay, at last I have 10 fair verb expressions. Usually fair means to do or to make, but it has plenty of other expressions. So here's some examples. Faire attention à, to pay attention to. Faire plus beau ou mauvais, to be nice or bad weather. 2 et 2 font 4. 2 and 2 equals 4. Faire la cuisine, to cook. Faire la fête, to have a party. Faire une promenade, to take a walk. Faire la queue, to stand in a line. Faire du shopping, to go shopping. Faire un voyage, to take a trip. Faire les courses, to do errands. And fin.